Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Is the reviver of
Om
115,
Nithyananda
including the
Paramashivoham.
and is the establisher
Om
of the largest
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
over 1 million books,
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So now we will be getting
Om
into the next section of the Paramashiva,
Nithyananda
where each of you will be witnessing a life demonstration of the exploration. So today the Bala will and the youth, which is the initiate disciples of Supreme Point Buddhism, will be demonstrating and sharing with all of you the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation awakened in us through the Diksha, the inspiration by a And in today's Baba Samadhi Darshan, all of you will also be initiated into the yoga powers, into these extraordinary Shaktis. And with the grace and blessings of Supreme Pontifical, all of you will also be manifesting the following powers of third eye, which is seen with eyes blindfolded, as well as many other extraordinary Shaktis such as body scanning, remote vision, materialization, teleportation, Ashtaha Shaktis, and much more. And for those of you who might be wondering where exactly is the third eye located, how the third eye works, what is their, where they describe. So the third eye is a cosmic browsing center located between the poles upon initiation. One can effortlessly access powers and see through the third eye just as So now let us understand what are Shaktis. What exactly are these Shaktis that we are speaking about? What is their source and how they manifest? So in the Veda Kumar, source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis to divine powers. And manifesting powers is described as a system, a method, and a science for human beings to explore the various states, the various possibilities, and powers to have access to various states. And these Shaktis manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are the divine, and you need to manifest the divine, not that you are a man. Now, some of you might have heard the term of Siddhis, as it's a very common term used for any type of external manifestation. When you see somebody manifesting powers, then you call it a siddha, or the powers that they manifest, call them as a siddhi. So let us look at the exact difference between Shaktis and the Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side of the complete connection with the divine and high integrity with the Guru, and are a source of enlightenment, whereas Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapasya penance for enlightenment and And the Shaktis of Paramashiva manifest through ordinary human beings in an extraordinary way after initiation by the avatar, and are permanent, whereas Siddhis are not permanent and may diverge with And the source of all these Shaktis is Paramashiva, who is the primordial divinity of creation, the ultimate reality of God, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, thought, causality. And as the fundamental place of Vyakta and manifest, and Vyakta the manifesting, he performs the Panchakritya or the 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is accumulation, Progava, which is full of confusion, and Anugrah, which is the place for all. And now, the avatar of Paramashiva has come down on planet as the Supreme Pontifical Jagat Guru Mahasamhitanam, which is divine holiness, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, 1008 different incarnation and representative of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, a macrocosmic, ancient enlightened civilization nation, and the great cosmic service of the nation. And ever since the beginning of civilization, the Sanatana Dharma has been a cradle of enlightenment and highly advanced. And it was where the science of third eye awakening, of the science of enlightenment and power manifestation is lived and taught as a science, as a lifestyle. And for the first time in the modern day, the Supreme Pontifical Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at record-breaking pace, which is never accomplished. And the Guru Parampara is the lineage. So all of this knowledge and science is passed down from one generation to the next through the Diksha by enlightenment. And the Supreme Pontifical Hinduism being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age by his gurus, was trained and taught in sciences to revive the initiation of knowledge. For billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Sri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashiva Dhyana, Paramashiva Dhyana, and
Paramashivoham.
And now let us see how we can awaken these divine Shaktis in us. How can we manifest these Shaktis in ourselves? So every ultimate truth, jnana, is mapped into your consciousness, prajna, and manifests as possibility and power.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Enlightened being through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarva samapi dikshanam muktihi phalamakanditam avirodhat bhavantyeva prasangyastu bhuktayaha. The main benefit of all initiations is moksha, enlightenment. As a side effect, health, wealth, leadership, and well-being happen. And in Rudrayamala Tantra, Shiva says, Devi Diksha Vihinasya na siddhihi na cha sadgatihi tasmat sarva prayatnena guruna dikshito bhavet. The one who is not initiated does not nor a better future. So by all efforts, one should get initiated by Guru. What is the science of initiation? Neuroscience has proved that the process of initiation floods the brain with energy. This is the superconscious energy of Kundalini, our own highest inner potential energy. As the Kundalini flows from the thalamus to the cortex, it sets up a powerful energy loop within the brain, which awakens the latent non-mechanical parts which we have never used before. With increasing levels of coherence, the whole brain comes alive, turning into a superconductor of conscious energies that heal, empower, transform our lives, bliss and fulfillment. Initiation creates high awareness, visualization, creativity. It also slows the aging process and improves the immune system. Kundalini awakening, healing experience, levitation, teleportation, materialization. Experience the power of initiation through a range of exclusive programs conducted at the ashram. Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, Nithyananda Nagar, Birdi, Bengaluru. Contact 97422-03311.
Paramashivoham.
How the science of Diksha works for initiation. So now let us see how the science of manifestation is authenticated with four aspects of evidences or pramanas by Sept. So the first out of four pramanas, the first pramana is the Shastra pramana, which is the eternal unchangeable truths revealed in the source scriptures of God. Then the next is the Apta pramana, which are the experiences and results of Aptas or authorities, where the Vedic rishis and scientists have tried traces and verified these findings. And the next is the Atma pramana, which is an account of the speech of millennium's avatars, personal experience of the manifestation. And then the Pratyaksha pramana, which is the empiric leverage from observation and scientific experimentation. Now, some of you might be wondering what exactly are these Vedas and avatars in which Paramashiva describes all of these sciences very elaborately. So So the Vedas are the ultimate superior authority for Hindus, and their pure science where the ultimate truth is. And the Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology and the applied sciences are explained. So the Vedas and the Agamas, the Vedagas, are given the status of Shruti as their direct equivalents by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate, eternal, unchangeable. And a reference cited from these Shastras, the source scriptures, is called Shastra. And now, let us all get ready to witness a very unique and very exciting demonstration of Paramashiva. So we will now be going through 4 Pramanas for the power of third eye. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which is the scriptural reference for the power of third eye. So it comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Sutra. I will be chanting now. Kapalantarmano yasya Nishtanniditalochanaha Ramena manaso darya Lakshaye lakshyamuttamam. And the translation for this verse is, by fixing the mind on the inner space within the Brahm center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by the stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate world Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place attaining the space of oneness with the source Paramashiva. And the next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye during the revelation of the Indic Purana, Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna could see Bhagavan Krishna, especially with the vision. So Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, "Na tu mam shakyase drashtu manenaiva svachakshusha Divyam dadami te chakshum pashyame yogamaishwaram." So in this verse, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, "But you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence." So this is from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form. And this description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form is completely narrated by Arjuna as Bhagavan Krishna. And the next is the Atma Pramana.
Side and outside broke. The first
So
experience.
it's not his own words. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel and experience all of that. And then the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana. So here also you can see study measures were done on the brainwaves using a PET scan, which is a positron emission tomography. And it was measured that when doing daily activities, there is high activity in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep Samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain. And now we will be witnessing the Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration of these extraordinary powers, which is the rare sacred science of the devil. And this science is being made available to humanity for our ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Consciousness. And as the reincarnation of Vishvat Supreme Consciousness embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all the bounds of time, space, and matter. And the Supreme Consciousness Hinduism is gifting this pure and great science of third eye vision, along with many other spiritual sciences, to the world through the science of Diksha. And every single person, all the millions of people around the world who have been initiated into these sciences have actually witnessed, experienced, and seen the profound results and extraordinary manifestations they are being created. getting into Sakshi Pramana that I demonstration of these extraordinary Shaktis.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Yes, so now we will be getting into live demonstration. Shakti. So here with me I have Island, which in front is a big plastic sheet. And in the back there is a black sponge which will not allow insect light to enter on the eye. And into these two sockets over here by us, and it will also be covering the picture. And this eye band is actually certified by ophthalmologists, and it is usually given for people who are suffering from insomnia and who are not able to see properly. So it prevents all the light from entering around the eyes, so they can have a better sleep. And this eye band will now be put on my eyes, and all of you can see as the eye band is being used by a volunteer. And once that is done, any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your comments in the live YouTube comment section in the chat box, and it can be anything that you would like to see. It can be a sequence of emojis, numbers, it can be anything, and I will be reading your comment out. So now the volunteer will be putting on this eye band for me, and all of you can see as the eye band.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om
Yes, you can
Nithyananda
move into the center.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda
Yes, so now the eye band has been put. I will be turning my right, left,
Om
and
Nithyananda
down. So all of you can see that the eye band has been put, and there is no gaps inside at all. And now the YouTube comment section is projected in front of you, and we'll also be presenting picture all of you. And once it is done, any of you can post anything that you would like to see. It can be a sequence, numbers, letters, words, sentences, emojis, or it can even be something that does not make sense at all. So you can post anything in my chat box on YouTube, on Kailas's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and I will be reading out your
Paramashivoham.
And after this, we will also be having body scans. So if any of you would like a body scan, any of you watching us now, you can comment.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, now we have a comment from Masaranka Karan, who has put and Lalata Kananda. She has put Nithyananda and then a Namaskar emoji with brown hands and then a smiley emoji. Yes.
Paramashivoham.
So Ma Saranka, you can even put more comments if you would like, and anybody else also watching us right now, you can put anything you would like me to read.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
And you can also put various languages and
Paramashivoham.
anything else that you would like me to read. It can be anything. It can be a scientific term or language that you think I may not be able to read or I may not be able to see. And specifically for those of you who might be skeptical about this power, you can put in your comment.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, now we have Kailasa Stephanie Vamdeva Shivashakti Sangatin, who has put there is a Mahavakya in the background. Yes, sorry for the technical glitch, you will get it fixed. And yes, Ma Saranka now put he has put something in a different language. It is Sikh and then a different language, I think Korean. And then Ma Stephanie has put of the live stream, and then she has put double sound, and then she has put Nithyananda. Yes, Ma Stephanie, we are getting it fixed. We're sorry about the difference.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
And Ma Saranka, maybe you can get back on what language you have put. There is letters in a different language, and then in the end there is H, T, V, and O. And in the beginning there is a 6. And before H, there's actually a E, and then a K. It looks like a K. And then there's even A. Okay, so there's 6. And then, okay, so it's, I don't think it's infant language, I think it's just a random, okay, she has put it was Russian, that was Russian. Yes, and it actually looks, there's English letters, and there's a pi sign, 6, then a pi sign, then A, and then something like K to the, it's K, and then even on the other side, the lines are there, so it's like opposite K and the proper K together, and then E, H, C, T, B, O, and yes, you have put that it was Russian. And all of you also, you can see the comments being projected. We are projecting the comments for all of you, so you can also see the comments. And yes, Ma Stephanie has now put thank you Ma, and then a heart emoji with a dot under it, and then namaskar, namaskar emoji, round hands, and another heart namaskar, heart emoji. Yes, then if anybody else also watching us right now, you can put your comments. Ma Saranka has now put, it's the Russian word for bliss. Yes, that's great. Also experience bliss, Ma. You can manifest the Shaktis and experience bliss in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. And yes, then Ma Stephanie has now put, also thought it was Russian. Yes, would anyone else also like to put in your comments? It can be anything, a sequence of emojis, numbers, words, letters, sentences. It can be a scientific term which you think I may not be able to read. So anybody else watching this, you can put your comments in before we move on to the next power, the power of body scanning. Yes, okay. Now the volunteer will now be removing the IBAN. And all of you can see as the IBAN is being removed. But yes, before that we have Manitya Kshipra Prasad Nikananda, who has put a blue bird and then a blue heart, a purple heart, and then a pink heart with stars, and then a lion emoji. And yes, so all of you can see that comment as well. Yes, and now we will be moving on to the next power, the power of body scanning. So I request the volunteer to now remove the IBAN. And all of you can see as the IBAN is being removed. Yes, so all of you can see the IBAN is just as it was before. There's nothing added to be removed from the IBAN. And now, any of you who would like a body scan can put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will be doing the power of body scanning after we go through the pramanas for the power of body scanning. So basically, this power of body scanning is where it awakens the ability to scan any type of illnesses, diseases, medically diagnosed issues, or any problem in the body, whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And the best part is that you can get a solution for the problem through the awakened third eye. Yes, so now we will be going through the pramanas for this power of body scanning. So the Shastra pramana for the power of body scanning comes from the Vijnana Vairava Tantra, and I will be chanting it now. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the translation for this verse says, Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, Adi Shakti, is revealed, and it happens. Next, the Apta Pramana for this power comes from the life of a Siddha whose name is Teraya. So Teraya was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing. So then Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. And he reveals that there is a small Terai, a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. And Agastya immediately instructs Teraya, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. And after the surgery is completed, successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache, thus gaining. And the Atma Pramana for this power comes from the life of Swamiji himself when he shared how he uses the power of body scanning on the 22nd of December 2019. He revealed how he uses the power of body scanning, paraphrasing his words. Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And here you can see the Sakshi Pramana, which are the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation happening through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So here you can see just a few sharings, but around the world, thousands have experienced these powers. And after the initiation, even you will be able to experience these powers. So now, any of you who would like a body scan can put your comment section, and we will be doing a body scan for you. Yes, so any of you who would like a body scan can put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will be doing a body scan for you. Yes, any of you watching us right now, you can put your comments if you would like a body scan. Yes, so Ma Lindsay Carabano has asked Nithyananda, I was wondering if you could do a follow-up scan. I'm doing Panchakriya as you recommended. Yes, Ma, we can do another body scanning, and I will be doing a body scanning for you now. Yes, ma. So, ma, Lindsay Carbano, what I was able to see for you was just continue doing Panchakriya, and you can start doing yoga also every day, and you will see that you manifest the healthy body that you want. So, this is what I was able to see for you, ma. And Ma Kshipra Prasad Mukananda has also asked for a body scan. Yes, ma. Now I will be doing a body scanning for you. Yes, so Ma Kshipra Prasad Mukananda, what I was able to see for you was that you are actually having some problems in the digestion. The food is not getting digested properly, but that I was able to see will get healed on its own in the next 3-4 days. But I was also able to see that you are having cramps quite often in your legs and even in your stomach, and also you're having a slight backache, especially in your lower back, and even near your, there's a lot of pressure being put on your neck. So I was able to see that you should start taking castor oil every day. You can take it once in the morning, and if you want, you can also take in the night again, along with haritaki or any other thing. And also, I was able to see to you should start taking care of your body. You shouldn't put so much pressure on your body physically. You should make your body healthy enough to uh, be do more physical activity. So you can do more yoga and you can do more physical activities to make your body more active and healthy to do all the work that you're doing. But right now, whatever you're doing is putting quite a lot creating pain. So you should not put physical pressure on your body. And this is what I was able to see for you. So you start taking castor oil, you can start doing yoga as well. Just for a few minutes, how much ever you can start with, and then you can do more. But make your body more healthy enough to be more active. So this is what I was able to see for you, Ma Kshipra Prasad Nikananda. And Ma Lindsay Carbano has gone back saying thank you. Yes, Ma, thank you for getting back. And with that, I thank all of you who have joined us today for the power manifestation. Ma Kshipra Prasad Nikananda, Ma Lindsay Carbano, Ma Stephanie, and Ma Saranka, and everyone else watching us right now. I thank all of you for joining us for the power manifestation segment. And we will now be moving on to the further segments of this program, where all of us will be learning more about who Devi Parashakti is, how we can manifest Devi Parashakti, what she has revealed in the Akashklings, and much more about Devi Parashakti. So please stay tuned for the further segments of this program where we will be learning more about Devi Parashakti. And we will be back after a really short break. Yes. So now in the next segment, we will be learning about the divine feminine consciousness, about who is Devi Parashakti. So we'll be first looking at the Dhyana Shloka of Devi Parashakti, which comes from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka. And I'll be chanting, सिन्दूरारुणविग्रहां त्रिनयनामानिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितमुखीं मापीनवक्षोरुहाम् पाणिभ्यामरिपूर्णरत्नचषकं रक्तोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नघटस्थरक्तचरणां ध्यायेत् परामम्बिकाम्. And the translation for this verse is, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body, with triple eyes, sporting a crown of rubies studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding, other twirling a red lotus. And another verse from the Lalita Sahasranama Dhyana Shloka beautifully says, Arunam karunam tarangatakshim dhritapaşankuşapuşpabanachapam animadibhiravritam ayukaihi rahamityeva vibhavaye bhavanim. And the translation for this verse is, I meditate on the great Empress. She is red in color and her eyes are full of compassion. She holds the noose, the gourd, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima for days, and she is the self within me.
Devi, the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, source energy, source power from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the supreme concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, describing herself, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Rimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swami, who is in Kailasa Sripura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manoramani, Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbhasvarupini, Brahmandayoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rapala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samraji Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi. Taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you, I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. And Devi continues on, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as the three Shaktis, Ikshaktiya, Jnana, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchabhutas, beyond the six chakras as the Gotras of the seven Rishis, expanding as the eight directions, existing as the nine Grahas, blossoming as the 10 Indriyas, being as 11 Rudras, creating all the world, bringing to light, to tell and make truth blossom, and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. we receive Devi Parashakti? In the words of the supreme concept of Hinduism himself, literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Take 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. Watch Devi, and the coin is considered to be the traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. It can be even the lowest value. In India, it can be even 1 paise. In the US, it can be even 1 cent. I'm not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism explains. It is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1. In India, even 1 paise is okay. So once you have Devi Darshan, you can when you offer that Tambulam to Devi Parashakti, after the darshan, you can do the namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf, and the betel nut, and take it as prasadam immediately. Collect all the coins after a few days, after 1 month, or 100 darshans, how many ever, and then send this to the LA temple. This betel leaf, betel nut, this betel leaf, betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really Devi Parashakti is there. You will not take the Devi Darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to the next level consciousness. So how do you set up your tambulam? You can set it up with 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, as we stated earlier, and 1 coin. And you can see the photo here, how you can set it up very simply. And you can keep this in front of Devi every day that you have darshan. So now that we have understood how we can receive Devi Parashakti, let us now enter into the next segment and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed over the last several months for all of humanity. Devi has been continuously guiding, blessing, and answering the prayers of individual devotees, but she's also been guiding us as a humanity as a whole. So let us look at some of Devi Parashakti's revelations made for us and understand how we can imbibe each of these revelations and benefit from following Devi Parashakti's guidance. So in this segment, we will explore what Devi Parashakti has revealed as the 8 methods to prevent yourself from COVID-19. So first, let us understand Devi Parashakti has been continuously manifested through the supreme concept of Hinduism, and it is out of his deepest compassion that he has been manifesting the divine cosmic mother in order to heal and bless each and every one of us during this time of crisis. In the Guru Padika Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padika, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering. And Adi Shankaracharya extols the greatness of words. Salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is a boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. Many of us have been feeling stuck in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in this overwhelming vastness of the suffering that is this great deluge, this pralaya. Many of us have been waiting eagerly for this end of this pandemic to finally go back to what we consider as the norm. But unfortunately, we have not been seeing that yet. And we're only experiencing our loved ones dying due to this pandemic, our homes being destroyed due to natural disasters, and the social institutions that what we once held so highly crumbling around us. And the whole of humanity is in a desperate and dire need of hope. And it is at this time that the Cosmic Mother has come to attend to all of our suffering. It's at this time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the incarnation of the cosmic consciousness, out of his love and compassion, having taken the spiritual responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and guiding and healing the whole world, as literally helps us through this pralaya, this cosmic deluge. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through the Nijavatara and answering each and every one of our prayers, granting boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. Devi has not just attended to us individually, but also guiding us as a humanity at large. And Devi Parashakti has guided the whole of humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and by showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, and more, and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not surfaced to common knowledge as yet. In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and spiritual references of each sacred revelation, which is manifest precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti, for us to imbibe deeply and to start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shores of our consciousness. Let us look at some of the manifestations of Devi Parashakti in Akashic reading. Let us look at the 8 methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed to protect herself from COVID-19. This was revealed on the 30th of April. Let us watch the video of Devi Parashakti's revelation first.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் நித்யானந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்தோம். உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்திட நலிட தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் 1, சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2, எங்கெல்லாம் என் மகமாரி வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் ஆறு நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து பத்திட்டு நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது ஏழு பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது எட்டு எனும் எட்டு முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். எட்டில் ஒன்று செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்
Let us understand Devi Parashakti's revelations now into English. Oh, humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection of corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on me, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by doing fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss, doing the ajaba of the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the field, and going to sleep, being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Surana that blossoms as aham, aham, in the state of Ananda Surana. So everyone who thinks on me through these 8 ways, they will not have suffering or effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. Me with you, you as me as you. You will live good life even if you do one of these 8 ways. I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people. Be blissful. In the above revelations, Devi Parashakti has revealed the 8 methods to protect ourselves from COVID-19. So now let us understand each of these methods more deeply and the benefits and science behind each method. So the first method that Devi Parashakti has revealed is praying and meditating on Devi Parashakti. So let us understand how we can do this and the benefits of prayer and meditation. So science has extensively studied meditation, and over the last few decades, it's become more and more popular, and it's very much recognized by science that it has many benefits. And Helpline has listed out the 12 science-based benefits of meditation. The first is that it reduces stress, it controls anxiety, it promotes emotional health, it enhances self-awareness, it lengthens the attention span, It may reduce age-related memory loss. It can generate kindness. It may help fight addiction. It improves sleep. It helps control pain, and it can decrease the blood pressure, and it is easily accessible anywhere. And in one report by a study done by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has found that meditation has a direct benefit on both of our physical and our mental health. And another study by the Cambridge University Press reiterates the necessity of meditation during times of crisis such as COVID-19. And in Everyday Health, there was research published about how prayer and spirituality protect the emotional health by a bigger sense of purpose, by providing social support, by lifting the spirit, by helping you cope with difficulties. And in September 2015, a report was published in Health Psychology that found that people who were followed, 191 people with congestive heart failure who were followed for 5 years, experienced better health outcomes when they had feelings of spiritual peace and when they made some healthy lifestyle changes. And people with major depressive disorders or chronic medical illnesses also report higher levels of religiosity, which includes daily religious experiences, generally become more optimistic than their peers. This was found in a study in Depression and Anxiety Journal. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also scientifically shown how meditation impacts our brains, and there have been multiple studies done on the avatar's own brain to understand the impact of it on the impact of meditation, the impact of samadhi on the brain. So now let us watch that video and understand how meditation directly impacts.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President, COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that, because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They're replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into this one. 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, And here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. It's deeper. What's interesting was Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was I've never seen that before in my life. So the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. Basically evokes pleasure chemical. If you eat the same thing is with visual pleasures you have, beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure, it's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of those states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
So now that we've understood how to hack our brains, let us understand the benefits of puja as revealed by the Supreme Master of Hinduism.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning and everyday puja, by feeling connection, understand nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja that gave me all the best things of life. Everyday puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand, you do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archavatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archavatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
Now we think how prayer can be such a blessing. It just by prayer we can rid ourselves of stress. So now let us understand how we can pray and surrender Devi Parashakti to the next method, which is, as Devi revealed, surrendering to Devi Parashakti through social media. During the Akashic readings, Devi Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her, to pray to her, to relate with her through various social media platforms, and attends to us individually through our prayers and showers us with blessings and food. So let us now see how we can connect with Devi Parashakti through social media. Sorry for the technical glitch. So, Devi Parashakti has revealed that you can connect with her and surrender to her on social media. So, let us see the various ways that we can connect with Devi Parashakti. So, the best way to connect with Devi is through YouTube. So, whenever Devi Parashakti comes live, you can directly ask her, ask your questions to Devi Parashakti in the comment section of the live video. And you can do this by first becoming a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And once you've done that, during the live Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, you can ask your questions directly to Devi, and Devi will you. And the next way is by liking and following Kailasa's SBH JGM Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And then you can ask your questions again in the comment section of the live Facebook video. And the next way is by following at Sri Nithyananda on Twitter. And you can ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag AskTheAvatar. You can also connect on Instagram by following Sri Nithyananda on Instagram and asking your questions in the comments section of the photos. And lastly, you can connect on WhatsApp by going to kailasa.org and asking your questions in the WhatsApp chat box. So the pop-up box that comes up on kailasa.org, you can ask your questions and receive the guidance and blessings of Devi Parashakti during the live Akashic reading. Now let us watch a short clip of Devi Parashakti blessing people.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினிவில் உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி.
And the next method to connect with Devi Parashakti to protect yourself from Corona is by worshipping Devi Parashakti wherever she resides. And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has revealed that fire walking is a sacred alchemy science. And in the words of the Supreme Council of Hinduism himself, our rishis and munis have been adepts and masters in every field, whether health or keeping the society safe, and in every field. So all the vratams, the pujas, the spiritual techniques, the religious rituals, anything they design is highly scientific and directly useful to the life. Coronavirus will not affect you at all because the fire walking time, the small up your whole immunity, that power, the power to protect yourself from any virus, any problem, is actually a powerful technique. It's a very powerful technique followed in those days, especially during this season. And especially that is done very traditionally, systematically. If you had even small blisters, and even if you did not have any blisters, you are protected already from corona problem. You will not be affected at all. Corona will not work on you. It will not affect you. Don't worry. It is a traditional way of making you immune. Actually, it's a traditional vaccination process. It's 11 feet length, the burning live charcoal on which you are supposed to walk, with the traditional powerful music which activates your lymph system, that mukulam, we call it, in the back of the neck. This music will feel like it is hitting the back of your neck, and your whole detox system will be awakened. In that peak altered state of consciousness, you should walk on fire. Not just like that, you will walk. You will first awaken, trigger the detox system, and then walk on fire in the 11 feet fire pit. And if you do just one fire walking, you are absolutely protected from corona. Pray to Mahamariam and do the fire walking. That is it. It is like a traditional, powerful vaccination. Pray to Parashakti Mahamari, do the Patipatiratam, and do this traditional fire walking. You are absolutely protected from coronavirus. No need to panic. Traditional vaccination, traditional, natural, organic, no bad side effect vaccination is the Hindu fire walk. Yes, so now let's watch the science behind firewalking as explained by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself.
All these transmutation processes means balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet. Because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become sensitivity to the reality. But for a complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of firewalking.
Yes. And now let us watch the video of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself doing the fire walking in the sacred city of his birthplace, Tiruvannamalai.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே. தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி. கருமங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய். கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய். தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி.
Yes, now let us understand the science behind firewalking. A study conducted by the U.S. National Study of Medicine, the National Institute of Health, regarding the various effects and benefits of firewalking has shown that people who participate in firewalking have increased levels of happiness and lower fatigue levels compared to people who did not participate in firewalking. So yes, now let us look at the next method to protect yourself from coronavirus. Baby has revealed that you can apply turmeric on your chest and drink neem juice and meditate on Devi Parashakti every day. Let us understand the benefits of neem juice as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself.
Bididi. It is not, I'm not talking from air, I'm talking from ground. In Bididi, before we came to that land, 30 borewells were dug, no water. Now, from the day we came till now, we have water for 10,000 people to live comfortably in that very land. It's only pouring, pouring Karumari's grace wherever we started ashram. Nature completely cooperates because we know biology, whole biology thinks. If you are having bitter relationships in your life, just start drinking bitter neem juice every morning. The problem will be solved. Understand, if you are irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki. You will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice. You release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes bath, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder, if a woman takes bath with that, she is equivalent to Mahamayi. She is embodiment of Karumari because she will be manifesting that same vibes of Karumari. I sincerely recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend the neem and turmeric for female body, haritaki and basma for male body. Understand your whole biology things. Working on whole biology changes the whole life. So, now with this understanding the whole biology things, think Mahavagya. This is Ajapa Japa. Think Mahavagya. With the understanding your whole biology thinks. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Blessings to all of you. Start manifesting powers now.
Yes, and science has also studied the benefits of turmeric extensively. Traditionally, it is known for its anti-inflammatory effect, but curcumin has also been shown in the last few decades to be a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, which are all immune cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. And this research that was published in the U.S. National, that was published by the U.S. National Center for Biotechnology Information, has shown that turmeric can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, of various immune cells, as well as enhance the body's antibody response. So with this, you will have a strengthened immune system and you will be more likely to stay healthy for longer and be able to maintain an active lifestyle. And in India.com, it was also reported that neem can help you fight against corona, and it is a very important part of Ayurveda. And it was also reported that turmeric and neem are effective against coronavirus, according to a KGMU study. So the next method that Devi Parashakti has revealed is the complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the heels and going to sleep. So this is how you can put the banana peel or an onion on the heel, put a stopover, and you can sleep at night. And this will completely detoxify your whole system. And as per Devi Parashakti's revelation, it can protect you from coronavirus. And onion has been shown to have various detoxifying effects. And in Medical Daily, it was reported that the beneficial properties of onion for our health include, because onion contains a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onion the recognizable smell, but also the powerful detoxifying agents. And with more than 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause the eyes to tear up, onions can help prevent and treat ailments from diabetes to heart disease, which is why it is very traditionally known in Ayurveda to be a very potent for its medicinal purposes, and that is its primary use in Hinduism. And in a review in the Journal of Phytotherapy, it describes the detox effects of onion, and it states that the downstream products are a complex mixture of sulfur-based compounds, and these compounds from onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, including anti-carcinogenic effects, anti-platelet activity, anti-thrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic, and antibiotic effects as well. And the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti is to be in an unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. Yes, so let us understand the science of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thought, if the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds, it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above silently like Dakshinamurti and feels why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
So now that we've understood the science of cleansing, you can take a few minutes when you find the time in your day to experience this state of unclutching. So you can sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, and with your eyes closed, intensely chant Mahavakya, and do not engage in any thought or emotion. Purely let the state of unclutching manifest in you. Chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And you can take some time when you are available in your day at your convenience and experience the state of unclutching. You can also play the Mahavakya on YouTube as you are sitting in the space of unclutching. Understand the next method, which is doing Ajba Ajba of the cosmic sound Shiva Shiva Shiva. And a study conducted by the U.S. National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting has clearly established how doing the Ajapa Ajapa, the chanting, has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health and mental well-being. The study correlates the chanting of the Ajapa Ajapa to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy. Here is the rest of that article. And a study conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto establishes how human intention or thoughts can actually change the very molecular structure of water. And this interesting research clearly shows that when the water is exposed to positive sound vibrations, the molecular formation of the water actually changes to a very beautiful crystal-like structure. Whereas when negative sounds or emotions are exposed to water, the water molecule becomes disfigured, distorted, and disintegrated. So in the next slide, we will see the various photos of what water looks like when exposed to positive vibrations words versus negative vibrations words. So when words like compassion, thank you, and wisdom are used on water, you can see the beautiful snowflake-like structures that are formed in the water molecule. However, when words like I will kill you, you fool, and heavy metal music is played to water, the water becomes completely disintegrated. The water molecule becomes disintegrated and disformed. And you can imagine what happens inside of your body, which is composed of up to 60% water, when you chant the Ajapa Ajapa, the sacred, powerful chant, the mantras, and that will bring such a positive high vibration in your system and create these beautiful molecular formations and completely change your entire system. And so you can come and become a part of the Unclutching Initiative. And when you are chanting the Mahavakya, you can go ahead and sign up to become a part of Kailasada.tv/minutes for peace. So whether you are practicing unclutching or you are chanting the Mahavakya and continuously doing the Ajpa Ajpa of Shiva Shiva, you can log your minutes for peace at Kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. And the Supreme Council of Hinduism has revealed that if 10,000 people can do this just for 3 months, we can give such powerful superconscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity. Because all of us are interconnected. We are not islands. These are all fundamental truths. When you start unclutching, Kailasa starts experiencing the joy, the bliss of you unclutching. Nothing goes to waste in this cosmos. So whether you are doing the unclutching or the chanting of the Ajapa Ajapa, the sacred sounds of Shiva Shiva Shiva, you can go ahead and log your minutes for peace and give all of the benefits of your unclutching, your Ajapa Ajapa to the world. And the last method that Devi Parashakti has revealed to protect yourself from COVID-19 is being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting in the Arunachala Surana that blossoms as Aham, Aham, in the Ananda Surana. So just being in that complete unclutched state beyond any remembrance or forgetting in the pure bliss of the Arunachala Surana that blossoms in the Ananda Surana. So these are the 8 methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed to protect yourself from COVID-19. And each of these methods is independent unto itself. Each method can be used independently to protect yourself from COVID-19. And any of these methods is enough to protect you from staying safe during this pandemic. And one of the methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed in these 8 methods is by praying to Devi Parashakti. So in this next segment, we will understand how we can pray to Devi, how we can connect with her, meditate on her, and receive all of her blessings and grace through the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. So anytime you make an offering to the divine, it is not out of any fear nor out of any greed. It's not that the divine will gain anything from you offering something. It's not that you will lose something if you don't offer. You, regardless of your offering, you will continue to be blessed and showered upon by Swami, by Devi Parashakti, as they are the infinite compassion and infinite love and grace will always be upon you. But it is only when we decide to open ourselves up, when we decide to offer something in order to receive, be able to open ourselves up to receive everything that Devi Parashakti, that the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has to offer, will we be able to benefit fully, and will we be able to experience the oneness with Devi, with Swamiji himself. So now let us enter into this offering segment and understand some of the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. So an offering is a divine gift of pure love, devotion, and oneness, and it consists of two parts, the giving and the accepting. And only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. Offerings are not made out of any fear nor out of any greed, but when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out for the only purpose of your enlightenment. So this is the Dhyana Shloka for Devi Parashakti. And the Dhyana Shloka is to invoke Devi Parashakti herself, the presence of Devi Parashakti herself. This is from the Mula Manormani Dhyanam. And it states that moonlight face holding the Vedas in one hand, fire in eyes of the lotus flower, gracing and blessing hands in one hand with the Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And it continues on. I meditate on Devi with three eyes glowing like a moon and holding the Vedas, the lotus embracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by goddesses, by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. So you'll notice in many of these offerings, they are made in gold. And this is because gold is a very significant divine element in Hinduism. It is the origin of gold is described in the Atharva Veda, and it translates triply born by the birth is this gold from the atoms of Agni as one. It became dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was heard. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apaha. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element. It purifies anything that it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. And gold is present in all of our scriptures, the Agamas, the Vedas, the Shrutis, the Smritis, the Itihasas, the Puranas. In all our Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal to make any offering. And in the Hindu civilization, Everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were even offered in gold. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee, and gold paying equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doorways of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold, and horses and cows were even dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called the Hiranyamaya, the river of gold in the Rig Veda, and the river Saraswati was called the Hiranyavartini in the Atharva Veda. And gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones we love and revere, especially the divine. And temples were constructed in gold and paved in gold. Deities were made in gold and decked in gold ornaments. And because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years, it lasts forever. The first offering that you can make to Devi Parashakti is the E-Hundi offering, which is just a general donation that you can make to the feet of Devi Parashakti. And this is like in any temple that you might visit, you might make an offering, a small donation in the E-Hundi, just to say thank you to the divine, to just offer your love, your gratitude for the divine happening in your life. And Kailasa has made this very simple for you to do online as well through the E-Hundi offering. And Devi is described as the one who is fond of devotion, and she can only be won over through true devotion, and she removes all fears. So if there is any fear in the minds of the devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn, and this does not mean the autumn this season, but rather the autumn of our lives, when our thoughts turn more and more inward, and the role of the divine becomes much more known and clearly understood, and the need for the worship of Devi becomes much stronger. And Devi is described as the one who bestows happiness on her devotees. So you can offer your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your kanika, and your name shall be chanted in the offering to Devi Parashakti. The next offering that we have is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of your conscious resolution. So before you, in Hinduism, before you start any new endeavor, before you try to do anything, you always want to set a intention, set a conscious resolution for what it is that you want to manifest. And when you offer your conscious resolution to the feet of the Supreme Master of Hinduism, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti, you will be bestowed with all of the overflowing energy of Devi Parashakti and Swamiji himself to manifest exactly what it is you want in your life. And in the Devi Mahatmyam, it describes the goddess enchants this universe, and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed without interest in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So not only will you attain wealth in the world, in your worldly life, but you will attain the ultimate knowledge and salvation by praying to Devi Parashakti, by offering your conscious resolution. You will experience the fruition of all your desires and wishes. The next offering is the Sahasranama Swarnakasu. And this is the gold coin with the inscription of the various names of Devi Parashakti. So Devi is described as Namaparayana Pita. This means the one who likes the repetition of her various names. And these various names are not just names of Devi Parashakti. They are the various qualities, the divine attributes of Devi Parashakti, whether it's her overflowing compassion, her grace, her infinite knowledge, whatever aspect of Devi Parashakti you connect with, you can offer that name of Devi inscribed on a golden coin to Devi Parashakti. And you can offer as many as you would like. And this is a very special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can, when you offer this gold coin with the various inscriptions of Devi Parashakti's name, you will be blessed with the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the various divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself to manifest in you. The next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl. And Devi is well known to be adorned and fond of pearls. And of course, the pearl actually represents the infinite compassion that is Devi herself. And in this verse, it describes, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the face shining like a full moon, who wears the anklets that are studded with gemstones, and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of the lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Van and Brahma. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. When you offer this mukta anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, you will be blessed with the overflowing compassion and pure love of Devi Parashakti in all of your business endeavors. We can see the next offering, which is the Sarna Padma Pushpa. And in the Kamikagama, this is the golden lotus. And in the Kamika, significance of this golden lotus, it states that all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with the new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. And so when you offer, you can see actually the significance of this golden lotus as it is found in many, many Hindu rituals where the kalashas are used, whether it's the homas or the pujas, whatever it may be. Many rituals use these kalashas, which should be adorned with this golden lotus. So you can see the significance of this golden lotus. And actually, the lotus flower is found in many, many aspects of Hinduism. There are numerous scriptural references for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva and Parashakti. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities of worship using the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals, and the lotus is a very divine flower. The Shakti of Paramashiva is called the lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is the lotus, and the disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as a lotus ready to bloom. So you can offer the lotus in any size that you wish and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situation. Just as the lotus blooms in murky waters, you too shall bloom in any adverse situation in your life with the grace and blessings of Devi herself. And the next offering that we have is the Saranameti, the gold toe ring. And this verse describes the power of Devi Parashakti's very toenails. It states, you whose brightness from the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of the devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower. You can offer the toe ring to Devi to adorn her sacred feet. So you can just see from this the power of Devi's very toenails that have the ability to destroy the ignorance in your life. So you can offer this Varanameti to the sacred feet of Devi Parashakti and be blessed with the removal of all the ignorance from your mind and to be blessed in every difficult aspect of your life. The next offering that we have is the Swarna Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry. And the Mantika actually represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully open. And Devi is described as Shuddha Tarabi Varshini, and the one who makes the nectar flow in all of our nerves from the Sahasrara. She who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. Offer this Padmamantika. You will be blessed with the overflowing bliss from your Sahasrara and the ultimate experience of the enlightenment lifestyle. You can offer this mantika and receive the blessing to have the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion from Devi Parashakti. The next offering that we have is the Pratyakshapada Puja, which is the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples of Swamiji. And you can offer this Pratyakshapada Puja, the worship of the divine lotus feet of Swamiji, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti herself to bless and heal each and every one of you. And in this verse from Saundarya Lahari, it states that the nails have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. Tamogana is darkness, and in this stotra, tamas is indicative of the ignorance in the minds of the devotees. And by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain the knowledge. When you offer this Pratikshapada Puja at the feet of Supreme Patriarch, you will be blessed with attaining the ultimate knowledge, the path to enlightenment. The next offering is the Vastra Seva, which is the offering of clothing during the Pada Puja to the divine lotus feet of Swamiji himself. And when you offer this Vastra Seva, you will be blessed with all protection in your path to enlightenment. So here is the list of the various offerings that we have. The Ihundi offering, the general donation, the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of your conscious resolution, the Devi Sahasranama Sparnakatu, the offering of a gold coin with the inscription of Devi Parashakti's various names, the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with a pearl, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the golden lotus, the Swarna Meti, the golden toe ring, the Mantika, the gold hairline jewelry, the Pratikshabada Puja, the offering of gratitude to the feet of Swamiji, and the Vastra Seva, the offering of clothing to Swamiji. So you can very easily offer this by going to kailasamailer.com/sevas, and we will be shortly filling up that website. It's a very simple process. You can go to the Devi Parashakti offering, and whichever offering you would like, we will shortly show that. Again, the link for that is kailasamailer.com/sevas. You can also visit the link tiny.cc/Devi offering, Devi-offering. So both go to the offerings for Devi Parashakti. So we will be shortly showing what that offering page looks like. So you can choose whichever offering you would like, and we can guide you through how to make your offering very simply to Devi Parashakti. And if you are still needing help manifesting your offering, or if you would like more details about this offering, you can visit tiny.cc/Bhavaswati and fill out your intention form to make sure that you are able to manifest exactly what you want, to manifest the offering that you want to make to Devi Parashakti. Yes, so now we will visit tiny.cc/Devi-offering. And this is a very simple process to make your offering. You will see a drop-down menu with all of the various offerings available, and you can choose whichever offering you would like. And once you choose that offering, you can choose how many ever you would like to make, whether you want to make one on behalf of yourself and one on behalf of your sister. You are welcome to do that. You can choose as many as you would like. And once you are done with that, you just add that to your cart very simply, and you can view your cart. Yes, so here is the page. This is exactly what it looks like. So you can select an option, whichever option you would like. You say you would like to offer this Padna Metti to Devi Parashakti, you can choose that. And once you have chosen that, if you would like to offer one for yourself and one for your mother, you can go ahead and choose two and add that to your cart. And once you are done with that, you will be directed to this page. Yes, so once you are here, you can just check your cart and ensure that all of the offerings that you would like to make are there. And then you can go ahead and proceed to the checkout. And once you proceed to the checkout, this is a very simple process. You just fill out your billing details like you would for any other online payment. Once you are done with that, you can go ahead and place your order and offer your seva to Devi Parashakti. And you also want to offer your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti through the YouTube super chat and super sticker option. You are welcome to do so. You can just very simply go to the YouTube, the Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and during the live Darshan, for whatever it is you would like through the YouTube super chat and super sticker option. And be sure to join as a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel. It's just a very simple process. Once you go to the channel, you just click the join button. Once you choose the join button, you'll be directed to a page which has all of the various levels that you can join as an Kailashian, whether it's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or premium. You can choose whichever one suits you. And once you have done that, you can go ahead and make your payment directly through YouTube. And once that is done, you will have joined as an Kailashian of Kailasa through the YouTube channel. And you will have the opportunity to ask your questions to Devi Parashakti live in the YouTube comment section during the live darshan of Devi Parashakti. And she herself will be directly seeing and attending to each of these comments. So with this, we will be concluding this portion of the program, and we'll be entering into the next segment where we will be hearing from Adi Kailasa Satvik Indra. As many of you have heard, Devi Parashakti has been continuously warning us, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been continuously warning us that the only priority for this year is to protect yourself and keep yourself alive. And in order to do this, the Supreme Pontiff, with its overflowing compassion, opened up all of the Kailasas in India for the sake of multi-layered quarantine. Ma Dayamai Swami with us here today to guide us through all of the activities of the Kailas COVID Care Centers in India. Thank you so much, Ma Dayamai Swami, for joining us today.
Thank you, Ma Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, everyone. So welcome back to this segment. In this segment, we are going to learn about the multi-layer quarantine COVID care protection centers at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Sadrusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. So what we learn from this segment today? Concerning statistics on mental health and global peace across the world due to COVID-19 pandemic, what are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa's contributions for global peace? the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's spiritual solutions for COVID-19, Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, glimpses, why temple-based ecosystems. UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions and joint action centers. Today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. Now, let us see some of the concerning statistics and current news. The statistics are around due to the pandemic. What are the not only the physical health, but how this pandemic now raising questions on mental health and most importantly, global peace. The World Health Organization makes a big statement about Delta variant of COVID-19. The World Health Organization on Tuesday said that the Delta variant of coronavirus has elbowed out all the three other COVID-19 variants of concern that now represent a tiny fraction of the samples which are being sequenced. The less than the 1% of alpha, beta, and gamma are currently circulating. It's really predominantly Delta around the world, said World Health Organization's technical lead on COVID-19, Maria Vankarkove. The Delta variant, which was first detected in India last year, has become more fit, it is more transmittable, and it is out-competing. It is replacing the other viruses that are circulating, she said, and added that the variant has been detected in more than 185 nations till date. COVID-19 has now killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918-1919. The coronavirus pandemic has now killed in 1918, the influenza infected about 25% of Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 675,000 deaths. It has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than 1819 influenza pandemic did. Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestone on Monday. So that's why the COVID-19 now officially US deadliest pandemic as the death toll crosses that of 1918 to 1999 flu. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more virus into the air than original COVID strain. We know that the Delta variant circulating now is even more contagious than the alpha variant. Our research indicates that the variants just keep getting better at traveling through air. So we must provide better ventilation and wear tight-fitting masks in addition to vaccination to help stop spread of the virus, said Dr. Don Milton, professor of environmental health at the University School of Public Health. Six-feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors. According to a study in Washington, the physical distancing of 2 meters, about 6.5 feet, may not be enough to sufficiently prevent transmission of virus carrying airborne aerosols indoors, according to a study. So the research published in the General Sustainable Cities and Society suggests that the physical distance alone is not enough to prevent human exposure to exalted aerosols and should be implemented with other control strategies such as masking and adequate ventilation. COVID-19 Delta variant is still most concerning, says World Health Organization experts. Even with the emergence of the new more COVID-19 variant, the Delta strain remains the top concern globally, appearing to outcompete others, senior officials with the World Health Organization said recently. Then COVID-19 pandemic is now under the control in the United States, says Chief Medical Advisor Anthony Fauci. He said, right now, we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even mostly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, with over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID-19 cases comes as a US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of the vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. The surge in Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. In the country of our size, you cannot be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You have got to get well before 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable, Mr. Fauci said. COVID-19 made the world less peaceful. COVID-19 violent incidences and fatalities, January 2020 to April 2021. The violent incidences related to the pandemic peaked in April 2020. The younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the average share of adults reporting the symptoms of anxiety disorder and a depressive disorder January to June 2019, what it was 11% in a period of 6 months. Now, in just 1 month of this beginning of the year, it rose up to 41.1% in just 1 month. And some more statistics showing the same, that the share of adults, younger adults, this reported more on anxiety and a depressive disorder during this pandemic. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. And nearly 8 in 10, that is 78%, say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their lives. Nearly 7 in 10, that is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. And more than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19, 300 have died. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID-19 outbreak, 50% showed signs of depression, 45% showed signs of anxiety. The before COVID-19 pandemic, depression, what it was 15%, and now it rose to 40.7%. And the anxiety, what it was 29%, now rose up to 72%. 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. And 55% of the students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Nearly understanding the pandemic's impact on working women, nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. The global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries in recession in 2020, with per capita income contracting the largest fraction of countries globally since 1870. International Labour Organization. COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The ILO is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. And coming back to India, it is the Mumbai mayor says the third wave is already here. Mayor said it is not coming, it is already here. And advised that the Kishori Padnekar, adding that an announcement regarding the matter had already been made in Nagapur. Speaking of the coming festive season in Maharashtra, the mayors urged people to remain in their homes. The mandals have been asked to allow only 10 people and have them work in shifts, she said. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated, a recent study has revealed, giving an insight on the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, Maximum Hospitals in Delhi NCR, found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. A new coronavirus known as Mu, which was first identified in Colombia in January, has been designated a variant of interest by the World Health Organization. Now, how to cope up with this current COVID-19 pandemic? It is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another wave, destroying many more lives. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says that the pandemic fatigue is setting in a result of continuous lockdown and is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. Throw Baba Sankalpa. Continuous lockdown leads to delusional thoughts like, so what? If I die, it's okay. I can't live forever in this lockdown. Going out, then exposing oneself and putting the risk on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insensitivity in the delusional arrogance. The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life as it had been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. Drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to renew paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. Join the COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. Making peace with nature is possible if we start now. Making peace with nature is possible if we start now. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year which we made peace with nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, and economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty by 2030, if climate change and economic collapse are undermining flood and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economies and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now let's watch a small clip on making peace with the nature. is possible if you start now. World Health Organization Director General of Dr. Tedros says health and peace are interrelated. There cannot be health without peace. There cannot be peace without health. As part of the World Health Organization's Health and Peace Initiative, individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with violent conflict. Then health coverage is more universal. Grievances can be heard and addressed to generate trust around the health emergency concerns. The affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions to peace and reconciliation and to resist incitement to violence. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states and requires concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that the crisis will be fuel new conflict around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. The stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be for the first time since 1945. The entire world is confronted by a common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people, governments, and private sector, civil society, and more can tackle the root of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universities, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. On the day of International Yoga 2021, the theme is Yoga for Well-being. The day will be marked at a time when COVID-19 pandemic continues to open lives and livelihood of people globally. Beyond its immediate impact on physical health, the COVID-19 pandemic has also exacerbated the psychological suffering and mental health problems, including depression and anxiety, as pandemic-related restrictions continue in various forms in many countries. This has highlighted the urgent need to address the mental health dimensions of the pandemic in addition to the physical health aspects. The message of yoga in promoting both the physical and mental well-being has never been more relevant. A growing trend of people around the world embracing yoga to stay healthy and rejuvenated and to fight social isolation and depression has been witnessed during the pandemic. Yoga is also playing a significant role in the psychosocial care and rehabilitation of COVID-19 patients in quarantine and isolation. It is particularly helpful in allowing their fears and anxiety. UN spotlights health benefits of yoga, the ancient practice that can ease stress of our modern laptop lives. Yoga is a practice that can be relevant to all ages, relevant to all cultures, irrespective of what socio-economic status people represent. It can be used to unite our complex and difficult world, to promote not only healthy lifestyle, but to promote peace and security in the world, said Dr. Nata Mannadde, Executive Director of the New York office of the World Health Organization, at an event entitled Conversation Yoga for Health. Our contemporary world is showing no signs of decline in the intensity of violent conflicts, the crime, displacement, and the prevalence of a continued state of tension in many regions of the world. According to a UN report, in the year 2019 alone, about 35% of 358 political conflicts worldwide involve the use of violence. Geopolitical tensions, which have been on the rise even before the COVID-19 pandemic, have only prolonged violent conflict, making it difficult for policymakers to come together and resolve their differences peacefully and amicably. The last decade witnessed the highest number of people internally displaced and violence. Now let us Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contributions toward the global peace and in general, the global pandemic. Vedic tradition beautifully describes Yastu sarvani bhutani atmani ivana pushyati sarva bhutesha chatmanam tadona vigagupishati. Isha Upanishad, verse 6. The global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss. Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village or whole country. Whatever level it may be, global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism speaking on the secret to self-transformation is the secret to achieve global peace.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop the war and all these things. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do. Socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. Early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. You read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now as of now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. You see, every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then who is offending? Tell me. Every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. Social answer means
listen carefully. The space of Shanti, is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace, or peace-centered powerfulness, is the ground, leading ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti based Shakti, peace based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness. Powerlessness is weakness. Violence is abusive. Peace-centered powerfulness. Powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra. Starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Peace alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. The consciousness in you is atom inside the atom, Mahat, more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything. All the 8 energy flow circuits, 7 energy flows, 1 the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Unclutching is the space of Sri Kailasa. Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global. Understand? Hinduism lost all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure you yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion, neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the supreme pontiff of the most peace-loving, living religion, I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need to keep the global peace as a living possibility, and we need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, friends for a challenge. 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching, yoga, meditation. We should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world. Hindus have the responsibility
Now let us see the Kailasa's mission of global peace and superconsciousness breakthrough. This of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a superconsciousness breakthrough to humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind-body emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues. Let us see some of the ways. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and the activism of Kailasa has increased multifold through the Paramashivoham program, bringing super consciousness breakthrough to the whole humanity. By starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna and contributing almost 3 million minutes now. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit chanting to heal 24/7 via Zoom sessions. The spiritual healing to one and all 24/7, helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope with emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships. Providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation. Inciting thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities in the Kailas courtyard sessions, providing healthy living solutions like technique to clear the stomach from Ayurveda solutions, which ultimately bring clarity to the spiritual truths and give a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities. Continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, the free food to Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tiruvannamalai and Los Angeles, paving way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adikaila and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities hit victims, Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti Akashic readings through cosmic revelations. Society was created with the delusional ideas of too many human beings' blind spots and the decisions made from those blind spots. If the visionary of a civilization or a country or nation has blind spots when he develops a vision for it, the whole civilization suffers those blind spots forever. Now it's time that the nature, Prakriti resets itself. Many of the blind spots based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya which is happening is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. This isolation, which is seemingly endless with an unknown future, which is compelling humanity to make 100% lifestyle change and is something to be deeply dwelled upon. All problems need to be addressed only with spiritual solution and powerful cognitions. To stop people having mental pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them the super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions are unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building deep feeling connection, and yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, and nirahara samyama. It's a time we all take responsibility to save the humanity, to protect people from the pandemic fatigue and destruction. Let's try to enrich people for every one of these great spiritual solutions. Open this link and start sharing with as many people as possible. The link is tinyurl.com/unclutchinginfo. The life solutions based on the ancient Hindu tradition, the meditation and yoga techniques from the scriptures, the continuous cognitions rooted in the highest truth, the lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life, and powerful way of living and realizing one's ultimate potential form the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism launched the Minutes for Peace initiative, which aimed to reduce crime globally by conducting mass meditations around the world in parallel. In 2014, just after 2 years of launching the program, it crossed over 1 billion minutes of meditation. The scientific studies have shown a reduced crime rate after participation in the meditation and completion techniques. In 1976, it was found that when 1% of community practiced meditation, the crime rate reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged, including all of the events, programs, and festivals where people have gathered in large numbers and participated in meditations and rituals. The total count comes out to be a staggering 409 minutes for peace so far. You can see a sample picture. About 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation program called Shuddhatvaitam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has hosted Kumbh Mela USA in Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside India by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized the first confluence for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11, 2001 at Irvine, California, United States of America. The second Conference for Peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life, to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, the health camps were conducted in villages along its path. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted the large-scale collective meditations on September 21st, International Peace Day, to raise the collective consciousness. Sannyas is our social responsibility of Hinduism and humanity. One of the greatest contributions that Supreme Pontiff is the initiating thousands into sannyas. Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating the hundreds of people into Nithyananda monastic order. To the all-renouncing monks contribute the best things of human civilization, living their life with the cognition life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the hard beginners of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with violence, depression, and other forms of life's negativity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, the spiritual journeys, taking spiritual aspirants to high energy sacred spots such as the Himalayas, Kailas, Varanasi, Angkor, and various powerful temples of India. Even though prevalent in India, this practice is rapidly losing its original context, turning into a recreational family vacation, reviving the original spiritual context. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made it possible for modern day human beings to benefit from the spiritual energy present at these centers and accelerate their journey of spiritual evolution, hence ensuring individuals and collective peace as a natural consequence. Now, the food systems hold key to ending the world hunger. Effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, the United Nations have noted a dramatic increase in the world's hunger. According to the state of food security and nutrition in the world, 1/10 of the global population, as many as 811 million people, were undernourished in 2020, an increase of 118 million from 2019. According to the Eat Lancet Commission, moved toward the diet which is with a diversity of plant-based foods, low amounts of animal source foods, unsaturated rather than the saturated fats, or limited amounts of refined grains, highly processed foods, and added sugars could prevent between 19 and 24% of all adult deaths each year. No Hunger Project under Red Om, launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism through Annalayas, the food donation centers, the de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa worldwide. Under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has served over 2 million organic sattvic vegetarian meals so far. Giving free food to all the citizens is the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from Vedas and Agamas. And one of the recent contribution is Kailasa's COVID care centers. Recently, the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the opening of Kailasa COVID care centers in India, where the monastery, a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided at these centers, free of cost and for an indefinite time. The outcome has been splendid. Zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling COVID-19 pandemic as a community level, along with the guidelines and recommendations for governments, have been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. Now you can see some of the COVID care participants enjoy their life The participants of the Congregate Center program offered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism are enjoying a healthy, blissful, and spiritual lifestyle in multi-layered protection. They enjoy a stress-free life, following a spiritual morning routine, doing yoga, doing puja, temple seva, kara seva, and celebrating festivals. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers by register the link below https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. Now let us see the revival of the temple sciences and ecosystems by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In the times when the COVID-19 is rampant and ancient temples are in a lockdown because of the risk of the widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. At all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to a harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the e-Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining about the science of temples.
Visible functions of this temple. Please tell us, Swamiji.
Read the next question also.
As we see in our present time, TV or dish TV antennas everywhere connecting invisibility to satellites, doing an incredible function for individuals and for society. My question is, there is and was everywhere temples and deities in this culture. Anybody coming from outside just wonder, is this just sentimental carved stones worshipping culture or just artistic sculpture? What is the invisible function of temples, deities?
See, both questions, same answer. That is the reason I wanted to answer both the questions together. Modern day dish TVs, antennas, mobile towers, all of them work in the level of certain frequency where the words, pictures, visuals can be transmitted. See, the verbalization and visualization, names and forms can be transmitted from one place to another place through these mobile towers, dish TV antennas. But the temple towers are created to transmit super consciousness from one place to another place. Please understand. In Meenakshi's time, there was television, conscious television. It used to be in stone slab. And if you just sit in front of that stone TV, meditate, connect with Meenakshi, she will appear live and answer whatever you want. So each of the stone slabs only slowly later on became deities. You can see in our temples this happening. The TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship. Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense is given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, in which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people were able to connect with the super consciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with superconsciousness. The mechanism which connects with the superconsciousness. Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures, they are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the superconsciousness. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is the place from where continuous superconsciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so beautiful and simple. Just remembering the name of the deity is enough. They are already in connection with the deity. That feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. So the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Now, if you sit, your mind sits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings were so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture which killed the non-mechanical parts of the brain, the functions of the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Please understand, in the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion, destroyed the greatest possibility of the human being when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore. The temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. So an example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air or 30 feet above the air without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road? Waste. I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, all these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life,
how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments. No. It is conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness, to make human beings experience the highest purpose. Understand, unclutch, use the temples to achieve the highest consciousness.
Now, let us see the revelations to the world by the Devi Parashakti in her Akashic readings on various occasions. On 12th May 2021, Devi revealed that the cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of conspiracy of Drohis and enemies' rule, the captain has to leave the ship. Before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen, all Aushadas by this Guru Purnima, the Jnana Rasavadam, Navapashana is going to flower. Allow people to come and take dip in Navapashana flower. People, whoever comes and dip in Vaidya Sarovar, they will not have death, they will not have corona. Crores and crores of people will come there in line every day. They will come and take a dip in Ananda Lingam. On 13th May 2021, Devi revealed that, listen well to my words. For India, I made ship as protection. The Nithyananda Navapashana Linga go to Adi Kailasa. Oh, Indians, listen. All those regretting losing Nithyananda Nija Avatara without confusion and without talking, just as a lip service, go to Adi Kailasa. Crores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water feast and medicine, to get health and protection and enlightenment, to protect India from the great destruction. I, Paramashiva, On 31st May 2021, Devi revealed that the hell of Krimi Bhojanam, that is eaten up by worms, mentioned by Vyasa in Garuda Puranam, has opened and is directly falling on India as thunder. Running to Adi Kailasa and preventing it is the only way. I have opened Adi Kailasa for those who want to save their lives. All of you run to Adi Kailasa. Drop the foolish mind with business motive of bargaining and attain surrender. and go to Adi Kailasa, be in Adi Kailasa, I will do good to you. For saving your life, go to Adi Kailasa, best life is there. Before Corona takes your life away, go to Adi Kailasa and save your life. The soil of Adi Kailasa is Sarva Roga Nivarani, cure for all diseases, for all the diseases in the world. Paramashakti, myself, taking the form of Nithyananda as Nija Avatara, walking there barefoot for many years, manifesting all powers, the very soil was converted into great medicine, and that solves all karmas. So, when the first world countries closed their borders, massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. The various centers which are open are Adi Kailas in Bidadi, Bangalore, Salem, Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalam, Pattanam, Srirangapadi, Madurai, Avattipalam, Huzur, all are from Tamil Nadu, and Sripuram Adinam from Hyderabad, and Baroda from Gujarat, and Puduvai Adinam from Pondicherry. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. The multiple free COVID care centers opened across India, various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies, and cosmic revelations on global pandemic. The free social services offered during the pandemic in de facto spiritual embassies across India are the medical care, allopathy, Ayurvedic and Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, the accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, that is ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through the food banks, organic farming. Join the Kailasa's COVID care production centers. Register now through the link below https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. Kailasa's COVID response. The sovereign order of Kailasa worldwide, inspired and guided by the vision of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to save lives, a one-of-a-kind humanitarian charitable service, massively mobilized to provide protection and preventive COVID care in this testing time of global meltdown. Through this initiative, Kailasa has been consistently supporting people through free food banks, that is Annadan, free medical care, and many more services. The impact of mental disorders and lack of spiritual strength during a humanitarian crisis are often difficult to assess and inflict lasting damage. To assess this, Kailasa is offering spiritual programs, temple events, and spiritual healings online. The Kailasa's recommendations on COVID-19 and multilateralism to be presented at the United Nations General Assembly Human Rights Council. Kailasa's report on an international treaty on COVID got accepted and published by the United Nations. Surviving the highly contagious COVID-19, where the world is only as resilient as the least resilient country, and persons require true multilateralism, governments, organizations, and people collectively address the crisis. Kailasa has been successfully providing grassroots solid solutions in multifarious ways, including providing sustainable community livings through with multi-layered quarantine, educating citizens on an individual pandemic management, leveraging best of different economic systems based on charity, barter, and money, providing food security and traditional Hindu medicine. These unique contributions have been recognized by the United Nations, and the article has been published in their website, www.oschr.org. You can also download the same article in the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism Facebook profile page and read the full description, details of the article. So join the COVID care production centers. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. With this, we're going to move on to the next part of our segment, this program, after a very short break.